to Watching for a Friend, where I watch movies and shows because I love them and let you know whether it's worth watching or not. I'd like to let you guys know that I exceeded 100 subscribers. I've made it. I'm practically famous. And you know, the ultimate show of success in TV and film is wearing sunglasses inside. So here we are. I've made it. Tucci, get Gucci on the line. Okay, all jokes aside, I did surpass 100 subscribers, and I have you all to thank for that. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for helping me get to 100 subscribers. It's only going to go up from here. I have so much more content that I can't wait to do for you guys. And the biggest thing that I want to say is that currently the film review, TV review, commentary space on YouTube is currently male dominated, and there's very few women of color. So I really appreciate the support. I hope that you guys are excited to see more women and more women of color in this space. I have so much that I want to bring to you guys. So thank you again from the very bottom of my heart for all this support. If you have friends or family that you think would be interested in this channel, feel free to go on and pass this along and share it with them, because I have a feeling we're going to be in this game for a minute, all of us here together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Without further ado, let's go on and get into this review. All right, so y'all, Season 4 of Insecure is completely over. We hit the season finale. So let's go on and dig into this and talk about what's happening, okay? So we start off with Issa and Lawrence out at what looks like a farmer's market. And it turns out that Lawrence got the job in San Francisco, as we all suspected. So that's nothing new there. Now, the really cool thing about this scene is that we see Issa and Lawrence starting to talk about the possibilities of what's going to happen with their relationship. So they planned on continuing their relationship long distance, and Issa even mentioned that if they continue to go strong, she'd be willing to move for Lawrence. So they are like back where they started. Now, like I said last week, the gag is that ball definitely gonna drop. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Let's move on to Nathan and Issa. So as we saw last week, Nathan felt some type of way when Issa let him know that she was getting back with Lawrence. Now this week she goes back to see a space that he's taking over, and he is showing her this backspace that she's going to be using for a future event. While they're back there, it's a very intimate setting, and Nathan confesses that he did feel jealous about her getting back together with her ex. Now this can't go anywhere right now because Issa isn't willing to risk anything now that she's back with Lawrence. So she doesn't engage with this behavior at all, still continues to maintain the boundaries that she has. So there doesn't seem to be anything going on with Nathan. However, the door is still open because they're still good friends and they still keep in contact. So we will see what happens with that in future seasons. Now that brings us to Molly. So we see Molly and Andrew at a work event for Molly. While they're there, BJ, one of Molly's old mentees, it comes over and invites them out to like an after party. Molly like initially answers for the both of them and says yes. Andrew's kind of like, I don't know about this, we'll see. So once BJ leaves, Molly checks in with Andrew and she's like, hey, do you not want to go out? And he's like, you know what, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. And when I tell you that as a person over 30, Andrew is my spirit animal. I don't know how I'm gonna feel in an hour. Right now, I'm here and I'm giving you all I have. If you ask me if I can go out later, I don't know about that. I might get tired. My knees may start aching. My hips, my back, okay? I don't know how I'm gonna feel in a little bit. So no, don't commit me to anything. Anyway, that's how I felt. I was like, you know what? That was right. I'm glad he stuck, his stake in the ground there, because I'm over 30. You don't commit me to anything. Anywho, I was like, Molly, get it together. Anyway, when they get home, Andrew is like, oh, hey, Looking for LaToya season finale is on. And he's like, I've been trying to hold out for you, but I'm so glad we get to watch it now. And she's like, I don't know, I'm tired. I want to take a little bit of a nap. And he was like, I won't give away any spoilers. And she's like, oh no, you are not watching it without me. So she tells him he can't watch the season finale of the show without her. When I tell you that was, that tipped the scales for Andrew. When she tried to tell him he couldn't watch Looking for LaToya, bruh went off, okay? He was not with the shenanigans, okay? He was like, oh, of course, you know, whatever you say, or, you know, like, of course, we'll watch it when you want to watch it. She picked up on this and was like, okay, like, what's the problem? And he, you know, just was like, this isn't working. Like, if I treated you the way that you treat me, it would be a whole thing. So they were in the midst of an argument. Molly keeps getting blown up by Kelly. She ends up picking up Kelly's phone call, and then we cut to Molly running into Derek and Tiffany's house. Issa, Kelly, Derek, and then Tiffany's mom and sister are already there. And we find out that Tiffany has been missing for a whole day. Overnight. Derek and Kelly are calling all around trying to find her. They get a little tip that she was at a hotel. Derek and Kelly go to retrace her steps, and Molly and Issa decide to go with them. So they go looking for Tiffany, and it was cute because, you know, it goes along with the theme of Looking for LaToya. So they did their own investigative work, and they ended up retracing their steps. They did end up finding Tiffany. It was cute because they went through all the surveillance footage and all this stuff, and the girls were really there to support Derek. Now, while they're on this journey trying to find Tiffany, they are, you know, really trying to lift Derek's spirits and let him know that he's okay, because he's getting down on himself that he didn't recognize that Tiffany's postpartum depression had gotten so bad. And they're being very, very supportive. And while they're talking him through these issues and talking him through the fact that he feels like he's failed his wife in some way, they're starting to pick up on the fact that maybe they could be more supportive of each other. Now, the one that we see the most reaction out of, or the most realization, is Molly. And partially because she just had this fight with her boyfriend. We do see finally the connection being made in Molly's head, which is a good thing, because this is the first time we've seen it all season, and they waited to the last minute, but that's okay because the writing is always good. So yes, they are supporting Derek. They end up finding Tiffany. She is a mess. She's not feeling good. Derek is so supportive, and the girls just let them have their moment, but they're really happy that they were able to find Tiffany and recognize that she has this postpartum. We pick back up with Molly and Andrew, and basically they are finishing up their conversation. Andrew says he doesn't think that this is going to work, and he asks Molly honestly how she feels about their relationship. If she really is trying to make it work, what is it to her? We don't get an answer. It sounds like Andrew's over it, but it seemed like he could be persuaded if Molly was willing to make changes. And she did say she'd be willing to go to therapy. She said she'd be willing to be more open. So we'll see next season what that conversation consisted of, if they're willing to work through it and do the hard work that it does, you know, to make this work as a couple, or if she was like, you know, I really don't want this. I want something else. Now, our last scene. Oh man, okay, y'all already know. We talked about this last week. Lawrence comes to Issa's apartment. He's all sad and pathetic looking, and Condola's pregnant. Condola's pregnant, y'all. Now, I do want to address the elephant in the room. I had not been made aware that Condola and I would have the same hairstyle. I don't know what I put out into the universe to be hair twins with her during this finale. I had no intent of having matching hairstyles with Condola, but here we are. here we are. We're here now. You guys have a laugh. I'm going back to my review now, okay? So anyway, the shoe done dropped, okay? And Lawrence got Condola pregnant. She is keeping this baby. She's keeping the baby. Now, I guess what I'm trying to figure out, I'm not trying to shame her in any way. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, how do you have a whole marriage and not want a family, but then you date a man for 1 month? They had been together for 1 month and decide that this is the man you want to have kids with. Okay? I don't get it. I do not get it. So, again, I am just not feeling Condola. Issa, of course, is not happy. This is a man that she's been with for 5 years, and they were on track to have their family together. Lawrence is not the kind of guy to duck out on his responsibilities. I absolutely believe that he will be there for his child. I don't know what this means for this position that he's been offered, this dream job he's been offered up in San Francisco. Okay, that was this week's episode. Oh, I loved, and I said this in my very first episode, that they were going to do a nod to Nipsey Hussle. So they showed the huge mural that is in LA for Nipsey Hussle. They also showed the mural that was made for Kobe and Gianna. And I was like, oh, I knew they were going to put that in there, because these are so distinctive LA. These people are very distinctively LA. And they're so representative of the community in LA. They're the heart and soul. So I loved that they paid homage to Nipsey Hussle. And then Kobe and Gianna, amazing. It was beautifully done. So those are my last thoughts on this season. What did you guys think? I didn't know how they were going to close everything up, but they did. I am pleased that Lawrence got caught up with Condola, because they deserve each other. I've been saying that from the beginning. They deserve each other. Go on, Lawrence. And Issa, you could find somebody else. So, or maybe she will, strike things back up with Nathan. We don't know. All right. Well, it has been such a pleasure going along this series and this season with you guys. I will see you next season for these. But in the meantime, I'm still going to be doing my movie and TV reviews and reactions. So stay tuned for those. Again, thank you so much for getting me past 100 subscribers. Now we're looking at the beyond. So share this with your friends and family and anyone who loves movies and TV series. That helps me so much with my channel, and this is something that I love, so it gives me so much more motivation to continue doing it. And let me know what you guys want to see until our next season of Insecure comes up. I don't know, hopefully it's not another 2 years, right? All right, well, thank you all so much.